So we gotta go ahead and talk about Milagro issuing an apology to a Jane Doe, mystery Jane Doe, and she went on a lengthy apology with a series of tweets. Something significant needs to be addressed, but to be as sensitive to the circumstances as possible, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable by speaking directly to them. When I use my platform to express my thoughts and ideas, I hurt someone. My lack of regard for how my words could have affected the people associated with my topics of discussion led to pain, and that truly was never my intention. There is never a day where I want my behavior to cause someone to remove themselves from this life, ever. I have never been offered nor accepted any money or anything else to speak ill of anyone. The platforms that host any related videos were not and are not monetized. So I did not make a profit from these things. I was overzealous in the pursuit of what I thought the truth was, and the reality is that doesn't make anything a fact. I apologize and am deeply remorseful for the harm I've caused. This case is still very active, so under no circumstances do I believe that expressing my thoughts here is going to make everything go away. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't with this internet shit. So there would be no way for me to please everyone. I just thought that it was important to come to the same space where I said other things and express my contriteness. The majority of people reading this don't know me personally, so how could I convince you of my sincerity? Exactly. So for the ones that truly know my heart, hurting someone was never and will never be what I set out to do. When she quoted this saying, and if shit is supposed to be about taking accountability and growing, then what is me trying to do so shouldn't be a point of contention for anyone, for management. People have been wondering who is this mysterious Jane Doe is. I think it's kind of pretty on the nose of who she's referring to. It's safe to say that people assume that she's talking about none other than Megan Thee Stallion, considering she has an active case going up against her. And I don't know what was said directly, but what could have been said for Megan to feel like I don't want to be here no more. Now, I may not think that it was anything that Milagro said herself, but it's possible that some of her fans or people cosplaying to be Milagro fans probably went on a whole tirade of attacks against Megan, trying to DM her, trying to comment on every post she makes, sending her all kind of wild, nasty messages, if I had to guess. And it's one of the things you could beg your audience to not do something, and you'll have a few outliers to go out and do something anyway. And those people may not even be viewed as your real fans, just people trying to hijack the situation and to make you look bad. And as somebody who watched her content, even though like me and her got into it a few months ago last year, I ain't never really seen or heard her say something super out of pocket. Like I've heard worse things. Like I've heard worse things come out of academics' mouth about women, and it would be echoed extremely. I've heard them say crazy things about Freddie Gibbs. And to me, on the outside looking in, I ain't never really peeped anything that Milagro has said that is on the same level as what academics have said, or what Tasha K has said, or what even that other blogger who had to pay $35,000 because she said an insult to Nicki Minaj's family, and then try to play the victim and cry foul when there was a bunch of barbers trying to, you know, put the boxing gloves on in real life. And as for Milagro's issue with me that happened a few months ago, she probably still got me high up on her shit list. I'm probably not the #1 person on the shit list, but I'm probably pretty up there. And do I think that maybe some of the things I may have said about certain people may have caused any harm to anybody? I don't know, but I know I ain't never said nothing that's out of pocket that would make somebody not want to be here anymore. And as far as the whole situation goes with me and her, I was just merely pointing out something she posted and I thought was weird, considering how coincidentally things lined up in the timeline of events. And I was pointing it out because optically I thought it was a bad look for her. And I was thinking about it, well, she'd rather have somebody like me point this out as being a problem or being problematic than the other parties involved, a la Joe Budden or even Megan Thee Stallion or her fans or his fans, or furthermore, even Megan's lawyer for that matter. Like between me and the other people involved, I was the lesser of two evils. Because if they had highlighted that, then we know how much the internet would have been jumping for weeks because of that. But I digress. That's a situation that at this point I feel like is water underneath the bridge. But hopefully at this point, Milagro knows I didn't mean any harm by what I was saying or even pointing out. With situations like this is why I always watch what I say and how I say it, because I don't want to ever say something that's wild, out of pocket. I may have a certain topic at hand. I may have a clickbaity thumbnail or title. I don't try to cause any type of harm in my reporting. All in all, this whole situation is a very teachable moment for everybody. And for people who are up and coming content creators, for people who've already made it as well. Like, you can't say certain shit. You can't talk out the side of your neck when you report on some shit, or else like you gonna get the third degree, or worse than the third degree. You're gonna have all that person's fans trying to meet you with the same negative energy that you putting out to the world. But with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this mess in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.